Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us. The bombshell tonight. A young road dad has to work, leaving his two boys, Angel and Christian, ages 5 and 6, home safe and sound with the babysitter. But when daddy gets home, Angel and Christian gone. And what about the babysitter? Was she overpowered, beaten, kidnapped, attacked, tied up to the staircase? No, the kidnapper is the babysitter. As we go to air, little Angel and Christian found alive.
This just in.
30-year-old Teresa Lynn McGee,
who allegedly abducted two little boys.
The boys, ages 5 and 6.
Has just been found at an apartment complex in Indiana.
She's crossed over state lines with these children,
where she was not supposed to take them.
But why did the babysitter allegedly snatch the kids in the first place?
Everyone, here we're taking a look at the trusted babysitter.
The babysitter facing first-degree charges.
Who steals a 5 and 6-year-old child.
Police say the boys appear to be unharmed.
Who steals a 5 and 6-year-old child.
The children now in protective custody, waiting to be reunited with their father.
Law enforcement took this seriously enough. Oh, she's going down.
This just in. A search across state lines for the babysitter who allegedly abducted two little boys has paid off. Babysitter Teresa McGee, a.k.a. Teresa Easterday, has just been found at an apartment complex.
We are taking your calls live straight out to Trang Do, CNN affiliate WAFF, joining us there at the Russellville Police Department. Trang, the boys alive. It's my understanding this babysitter who had taken care of the two little boys for 6 to 8 months actually had taken them on a Greyhound bus far away to another state, crossing 3 or 4 state lines, and was posing as their mother, telling people that they were her little boys. Basically a real live hand that rocked the cradle, where the babysitter usurps the role of mother and pretends the children are hers.
Absolutely, Nancy. She had gone up there because she actually had ties to Indiana. She had grown up there since she was about 18 and moved away from there. So she was staying with a friend where she was keeping these two young boys in an apartment, and that's where FBI agents and officers eventually found the 3 of them there.
Okay, Trang Do joining us from the Russellville Police Department there in Alabama. I understand that while she may have been, let me say, a trusted babysitter, she wasn't all that smart because she faxed. She went so far as to try to withdraw the children from their school. She faxed the school telling them that she was going to homeschool the children, that she was mother, and was going to take them out of school, so basically they could never be traced again. But they got the fax number, right, Trang?
Yeah, that's right. She actually faxed her from a Home Depot in Indianapolis, which was an immediate red flag to school officials. They immediately came here to the Russellville Police Department to bring that information to the police.
Joining us also, Jean Casares on the story. Jean, it's my understanding she was at an Office Depot and actually faxed the school back home in Alabama. The boys would no longer be attending there, that she was the mom and she was withdrawing from school.
That's right. And Nancy, it was the school that said there is something very wrong with this story. It is the school that ultimately called police yesterday. And Nancy, it was about an hour and a half after your show ended last night that these boys were found.
You know, Ellie Josted, we had all been hoping and praying for the best, and it really came true in this case. But I want to dissect what happened. It sounds like the father was working on the home where the boys lived. They had a sagging floor, and he was worried it was dangerous for the boys. So he would work all day, and then he would work on the house. And this babysitter had been taking care of the boys at her home. And she had actually pulled them out of school for a week, but the father didn't know. He was going over there every day to take care of his children, but he didn't know they were not attending school during the day. What was she doing, Ellie?
Right, Nancy. Well, apparently they had a routine. The babysitter would drop the father off at his work. She'd take the kids to school. At the end of the day, she'd pick the kids up from school, pick up Dad from work. They'd spend some time together in the afternoon, and then Dad would go back to the house, which he was trying to make more habitable for the kids. So apparently he was unaware that the kids hadn't been into school all last week until on Saturday he got a letter from the school saying they'd been absent. He asked the babysitter about it. By that time she'd already left. She said she was taking the kid on vacation.
Out to the lines to Debbie in New York. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Nancy. I just wanted to say I really love your show.
Thank you, and thank you for calling in. Did you hear that last point, Debbie in New York? She actually lied to the father. She lied to the school. She lied to the father. She said she had taken the children out of school to take them on a vacation to Florida. And the father, of course, nutted up. He didn't want his children out of school. Debbie in New York, what's your question, dear?
My question is, what's the best sentence for a geek to be?
The sentence?
Yes.
Okay, unleash the lawyers. Joining us tonight, veteran defense attorney, former prosecutor Daryl Cohen. Also, Meg Strickler, defense attorney. Daryl Cohen, what's she looking at?
Nancy, I think she's looking at kidnapping. I think that her best defense is I just shouldn't have done it and trying to cut a deal. This woman, what she did is incredible.
Put him up. Daryl.
I don't see any defense.
You said the best defense is I just shouldn't have done it.
Well, Nancy, I don't see a defense.
Every crime. Well, what about the creepy part? Didn't you two see the hand that rocked the cradle with Rebecca De Mornay, where the babysitter starts taking on more and more of the mom's responsibility, usurps her role, and then basically tries to become the mother? Don't
Absolutely.
you see some? I could see a defense attorney using some weird, wacky defense that she thought she was the mother.
Well, I agree. I wouldn't want to represent her, but if I did, I would be having a psychological on her. I would do everything I could to show that she did some of the right things, and then she assumed the role of the mother, and she exceeded it, so far exceeded it, that she just did not know what she was doing. But
well,
having
you know
said that, she knew right from wrong.
Yeah, exactly. She knew how to fake off the father, how to fake off the school. In fact, hold on, Meg, I'll be right with you. I'm hearing in my ear, we now have Chief Chris Hargett with us, the chief of the Russellville Police Department. Chief, your team basically did everything right. You were on this from the get-go, and you managed to find out exactly where she was. Chief, tell me how this all unfolded and how you found the boys last night.
Well, Nancy, of course, obviously we owe a lot of gratitude to the school system for making us aware of it at an early stage, and also we owe a lot of credit to the FBI for helping us in this. You know, everything just fell into place pretty quick. We were able to get the information from the school, and of course, it being suspicious in nature basically from the facts from the office depot to the actually going and contacting the father, who was still here, so we knew that he wasn't with them at that time. So we went ahead and notified all the other agencies, the FBI, and got them involved. We just started from that point.
But Mark Glass, the scary part that she took the children without the father's permission, refused to bring them back, lied about it, and then began posing as she were the mother.
To what end? Did she want to keep those kids for ransom? Did she want to raise them as her own? Or did she have some kind of victimization in mind?
What's she looking at now?
She's looking at a lot of times. She's looking at kidnapping. She could be looking at life. She's looking at custodial interference. She's looking at also unlawful imprisonment. And we just don't know why she's doing this.